So welcome everyone to the Town Hall of May. For those who joined us recently and are not aware of the council and DAO process, I can briefly update them about the last couple of months, where several major developments, including the formation and election of the DAO council, along with their decision to appoint Gino as executive director. He is with us today of a newly forming executive arm, which I think we will call it Regenesis Labs, as Gino said yesterday. And as of yesterday, the council has officially approved the executive arm strategy and budget for 2025-2026, outlining a clear roadmap for the next 18 months, which mark a turning point moving from vision that they have been doing for the last few months to executions. And it will focus, as I read yesterday, on high priority goals and medium priority goals. The high priority goals like build the executive arm, legal and financial base, and sustainable treasury, and expand access via VR and mobile, and launch some games to engage users. On the other hand, there is the medium priority effort that include manage empty lands, improve builder tools, and growing creator rewards, and hosting like three major hackathons. And beyond that, they mentioned in their updates idea like AI-driven guided tours, even targeting the new audience and expanding the DCL world ecosystem. The approved plan in general that they announced a month ago or more includes some initiatives focused on four strategic fields: award experience, protocol innovation, creator and building growth, and DAO sustainable and growth, which related to treasury. And yeah, like that, the general idea, we can go in some details. We have this is the brief I mentioned. So we have Gino to explain more some of these visions, and maybe share the roadmap, and maybe answer some of the question. If you have any, you can drop it here or in the link. I drop it in the beginning. I will call Gino on the stage. Yes.
Hey there.
Hello.
How's it going?
How are you?
How's it
I
going? Good,
tried
good.
I tried to make it brief, just explain some what happened last couple of months and what happened yesterday and the updates and the announcements. Yeah, maybe you can explain more, and then maybe we can receive some question from the audience. We have some audience. I didn't expect that because we changed the time, but it's good.
Yeah, yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank Toxic Waifu. She did a great overview on all the basically everything that we discussed in the last couple of months, and specifically around initiatives and some considerations around the budget. Yesterday, it was
Well,
pretty late for me, so I was listening at the Twitch stream while I was in bed. But it was really helpful to hear how how community members are basically understanding all this stream of information and having some thoughts around it. So again, thanks. I think it was super helpful. Today I want to focus a little bit more on the budget itself instead of the initiatives, and of course answer any questions the community might have. So I will try to be well, not short, but I will try to be as concrete as possible on the budget presentation. I will share my screen, and then we will go with the questions, because in the end it's about the AMA session. So just give me 1 second.
cool.
hmm Uh, this. Well, I'll share my screen completely because. Okay, awesome. Do you see slides?
Yeah, for me, yes.
Great, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So as I was telling, I would like to go a little bit on the budget, on the budget request and the initiatives regarding the budget. So the council approved an operational budget for the next 18 months of 23.6 million mana, which is $6.1 million to be executed over the next 18 months. This was made with a mana price of 0.26, which was the 7-day average of the third week of March, when the initial iteration of this budget started. Just to be clear about this, so the costs, of course, are nominated in US dollars for visibility and for stability. The goal is to spend, of course, as less mana as possible from the treasury. So at a current trading mana market price, that would be 16.9 million mana instead of 23.6. Mana is trading 34, 35, 33 seconds in the last couple of weeks. So I think that's good for the treasury. Regarding the unspent funds, because I know there have been some questions regarding that. The funds that are not spent by the executive arm or the Regenesis Labs are gonna be returned to the treasury or reapproved by the council for next operational budget. It's not like the money will be at the Regenesis Labs treasury and it won't return to the DAO treasury. I want to be super clear with that. Of all these $6.1 million, 52% of the funds are going to be allocated to community projects. That is basically things that are going to go back to the community in the form of grants, community projects, ecosystem funds, and anything that is about fueling the community to build experiences and tooling around Decentraland. Something that I would also like to be super clear about is that the way the budget was structured was taken into consideration the previously approved governance proposal regarding the grants program that we had in the past, where the community agreed to allocate at least at maximum 70% of all the vested mana in any given period for grants. So basically what we did when I started crafting the budget is to take that as a given. So the will of the community regarding the amount of mana that we should be spending in projects and in operations of the DAO do not exceed that 70%. So here you can see a breakdown of the approved budget. This is what it was approved by the council. So you will see the amount of mana that it's available to be released right now from the vesting contract. You will see the amount of mana that it's on the DAO treasury, and you will see the amount of mana that it's going to be vested in the next 18 months, right? So that totals 89.47 million mana, which represent $23 million. And the total budget requested for the OPCO is 26% of that. But, and this is the cool thing about trying to be as transparent as possible and trying to communicate to the community all of this. Yesterday, when the council published their thread updating the community on the approval of the operational budget, a community member reached out to me and said, "This is wrong because even though the transparency page on the DAO shows that there are 45 million mana, that it's not true. We have more mana in the Aragon treasury. We have 74 million mana, so we have more mana than the mana that it's been displayed on the transparency page. So that represents, oh, sorry, I fucked the slide, but that represents 20% and not 26% of the total balances of the DAO at the moment and on the next 18 months. So it's even less mana that the executive arm will take from the treasury. So if we look at the breakdown of the treasury by strategic themes, so as you probably saw, the DAO Council approved four strategic themes. One about protocol innovation, one about in-world experiences for users, one about the DAO sustainability and growth, and another one around creators and builders growth. So if you see the budget allocation by theme, you will see that 30% of the budget is being spent on protocol innovation. And then we have engaging experiences for users, DAO sustainability and growth, and creators and builders growth. If you are wondering why the creators and builders growth is way smaller than the top two, the reason is that the creators and builders growth is basically for funding community projects, so there are no employees and not a lot of like operational costs there. If you see the budget allocation by key categories, you will see that 35% of that is allocated to personnel costs. That is basically the protocol squad costs and some of the leadership. So the protocol squad is a product engineering team that it's going to be expanded, and they are going to be the ones responsible for shipping the VR and the mobile clients. So that's our bold take, our bold bet on what the executive arm should be doing. Then you will see we have 1.7 million in project allocation. That is specific projects, specific initiatives that have been pitched to the DAO Council and that are going to be funded. Then we have some funds allocated to community projects and community proposed projects. So you see there that it says grants program. It's not going to be the same grants programs as we had in the past. It's going to be more aligned with the strategic objectives that the council approved. And it's going to be reviewed by a team of people with the knowledge of those themes. Then we have some money on the operational costs, and then we have some money on the legal and compliance side of things. Then we have a deep dive because again, some community members asked for more visibility. So you will see that we have the research and development team, which will be composed of 9 full-time employees. Like some of them will be part-time, but it's like part-time and full-time. It's around $1 million over 18 months. Then we have the leadership, which is going to be composed of the leads of each one of the themes and the executive director, and then the people that is going to be responsible for managing marketing, the creator, and the ecosystem funds, and anything related to distribute money to the community. So that is the cost regarding basically compensation on each one of the themes. Then we can see the funding breakdown for like initiatives and things more specifically. So we have a pretty huge budget allocated to partnerships and marketing. Again, the goal of this is to like make the Decentraland audience bigger, partner with other Web3 players and other projects in the ecosystem, market the VR, the MOE client, and the alternative clients as a whole. Also market the projects that the community will be funding. Then we have a portion related to the Ecosystem Development Fund. This is basically anything that advances the Decentraland protocol from a technical standpoint. So creator tooling, SDK libraries, or anything related to creating content and experience Decentraland in different ways. Then we have some budget allocated to the creators and builders reward program. So this is basically a project that has been announced by the Decentraland Foundation, and it's one of the things that we will be probably collaborating in the future. My goal is to transition that to the Regenesis Labs at some point. And then we have money allocated to content grants, to the element of, as Risk was saying earlier, to high quality games, to the organization of a couple of hackathons, and then to basically the tooling of the Regenesis Labs and the DAO, basically the work that the former governance squad has been doing, dashboards, reporting, and anything related to that. There's not gonna be employees on that, but the idea is to have budget allocated in order to craft the tools necessary for transparency of all these operations. It's important to mention that all of this, it's allowance. That doesn't mean that we will be spending all the money on each one of the categories. So my goal is to optimize on the operational costs as much as possible. So basically, if we can reduce any operational cost, we should reduce it and maximize on the funds that are gonna be redistributed in the community. Of course, if we open, I don't know, a content grants program and the projects, no projects show up, or the projects that show up do not align with the strategic initiatives or wherever, and like less money is spent there, okay, there's going to be a report, there's going to be a justification on like in which projects we spend the money, in which projects we didn't, and why, and it will be displayed to the community in quarterly reports and monthly updates. So this is important because you might see, oh, it's weird, like round numbers. Why? Well, because it's an allowance. Of course, we had conversations with the council regarding on, okay, this could be a little bit higher, this could be a little bit lower. Let's optimize on this and this initiative, things like that. But the goal here is that since this is the first budget that we're crafting, to have an allowance and then to optimize and refine down the road. So the goal of this is to make it as visible as possible, because we know that this is like a pretty big change for the DAO, and the only way that we will earn a community trust is as being as transparent as possible. The goal is to make every like mana spent traceable. Off-chain activity must be kept at its minimum. We know that we will have some off-chain things to pay for services, to maybe pay for some salaries, but that's basically it. The goal is to execute in the open as much as possible, not only in the open regarding open source technologies, but also regarding transparency on the budget execution. The goal is to have monthly updates, as we've been doing in the past, at least with the with the core units, with the grantees, and since we started this project, I've tried to update the community as much as possible on all the advancements. Then have like quarterly summaries or reports, and then finally have annual transparency reports. Again, I think it's important to mention again that all of these budget allocations are over an 18-month period, right? So it's a year and a half. Okay, this is a tough one. So I wanted to show here how the funds will be moved like between different entities of the DAO. So on the left, you will see the community, the DCL DAO. The DCL DAO elects the DAO committee and has recently elected the DAO council to provide strategic guidance and to basically approve treasury management strategies and hire and fire the executive director of Regenesis Labs. The DAO council has mandated the DAO committee to transfer the funds approved from the DAO treasury to the Regenesis Labs treasury. So the DAO committee is the only entity with access to the DAO treasury. So they are the ones responsible for making the transaction to the Regenesis Labs treasury. Regarding the Regenesis Lab treasury, it's important to mention that the DAO council members will have veto power on any transaction outgoing from the treasury. That's how the community remains in control of the funds, because the council could basically shut down the operations or reject any transaction coming out from the treasury. The executive director has the executive director and someone else, when we have someone else in the organization, should have access to the treasury to basically transfer money to operational wallets that are going to be used to pay for salaries, to pay for services, to fund community projects, to basically to operate the execution of the labs. And the community will be, well, the community, the council, the committee, and everyone will be able to see how the money is being moved via a public dashboard that we will build, basically tracking all those entities. Okay, that's about the money and the budget and the treasury stuff. I will give everyone like 30 seconds or a minute. So if you have any questions, to put it on Slido or to put it on the chat. I will answer everything when I finish the presentation, because I with only one screen. But let's give everyone time to process. I would like to have some elevator music or something.
Yeah. I tried the music of the Discord. It's annoying, so I stopped it.
Well, okay, let's move on. Um, okay, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about the initiatives. Again, I wanted to focus on the budget, because I know that that's what generates like questions, comments, doubts, wherever. So in the short term, it's all about like building the boring stuff, start hiring people, start talking with service providers to execute on the treasury management strategy for DAO, and basically build the legal and financial structure for the Regenesis Labs. There are a lot of like boring things there, contracts, NDAs, how like I don't know, a debit card to pay for hosting services, to pay for a Slack server, things like that. I mean, right now I've been, and as core units in the past, we've been using things that like Foundation offered to us, but I would like to be as independent as possible. Of course, coordination is key, but I want to have like our own tools when it makes sense. So that's something that we need to figure out. No one really wants to do these kind of things, but someone has to. So that's going to be the short term, the next like, I don't know, 2 months, to set up this whole thing. As an unofficial update, I've been having conversations already with treasury management and liquidity provider partners to make sure that when we're ready to execute, we have the conversations as advanced as possible, and the DAO Council has the information they need in order to approve a strategy or to approve a partner. So this is important since the DAO treasury management strategy is about the DAO treasury. The final word will be on the council side. The Regenesis Labs will manage the relationship, will make sure that reports are being published timely with the community, will pay for anything if there's something that needs to be paid, will sign the contract and all of that. But the final approval will be on the council side. So something important to mention regarding the hiring is that I had a conversation with the HR team at Foundation, and we agreed that they will start using Decentraland Foundation and not only Decentraland when they hire for roles, and we will start using Regenesis Labs. I think this is important, is how other protocols and crypto projects that have more than one entity hiring and, I don't know, signing contracts and doing things, they do it. So the goal is to be clear which position is for which organization. We will use the same level because it's Decentraland and it's already indexed in a lot of places. And to be honest, to have visibility, it's better to use that same platform. But it will be clear, and it's actually already is. If you go to the careers page in the Decentraland page, that takes you to Lever. Lever is a software that it's used for hiring and hiring processes. You will see that the Decentraland Foundation roles are already tagged as Decentraland Foundation, and there is one role already published on the Regenesis Labs section, that it's the operations lead, and the people is going to be the person responsible of doing the boring stuff. It's already published there, so check that out. And of course, as we open roles, we will communicate in the usual channels. Then regarding the midterm, so the alternative client strategy is crucial. So the protocol squad has been doing an amazing job pushing the boundaries of what can be done at a technical level with the Decentraland protocol by building 3 additional clients or 3 alternative clients, fully open source, 1 built in Vevi, 2 of them built in Godot. And it's been an amazing engineering exercise. My goal is to reshape those efforts a little bit into a more production ready, user friendly platforms that are ready to be used and that are ready for a general availability stage. Of course, you can download the VR client from their website, dclexplorer.com. You can download the Android version, you can download the Vevi desktop version, but I want to make sure that the projects and the clients are built in a way that it's really production ready and really ready to be used by the community. We also wanna fund the development of 2 high quality games. I believe that after the offboarding of the central games, the platform lacked of a highly engaging experiences for users, not only on the social side but also on the gaming side. There are conversations already happening regarding multiplayer capabilities, real multiplayer capabilities on the Decentraland platform. So hopefully we will be able to take advantage of those. And the plan is to basically find and hire a game studio that can basically build and provide something that it's really fun and fun to be played with friends in world. And we will also set up the ecosystem and the creators fund for funding those community projects and for basically promoting initiatives and things that we believe could make the project better and fund either the community or the professional teams to build those. So the goal here is to, of course, incubate or even hire teams to build like the most critical stuff as the clients right now. But we also want to have the funds available to basically incubate and fund external teams and studios building in the ecosystem. And as a like long term or next, I think it is important to mention that we rely on the community to keep building this roadmap. As I've been saying since the beginning, the Regenesis Labs organization should be serving the DAO. It's basically a tool for the DAO to execute on things. So we will be providing the stewardship, we'll be providing the legal structure, we will be providing the project management structure, we will be providing the budgeting capabilities for projects and ideas and intros to different parts of the ecosystem. But we are relying on the community to propose things and to collaborate. We truly believe that collaboration and ideation are crucial for this stage. There are some things there like, well, addressing the empty land issue in Genesis City, we believe is critical. Potentially moving the creator rewards program that foundation is starting to incubate now to the DAO side. I think it's really important because in the end, the DAO treasury is to be spent on the community and on our creators. And I would love to see people pitching projects regarding AI powered tools, AI powered experiences to help creators to build more, to build faster, to build better, and to make the in world experience feel more vibrant. Um, okay, so I think that's it on my side. I know that there are a couple of questions on Slido. Maybe we can go over those. Uh, I will.
Nice, thank you, Gino. Yeah, we can check if there is a question. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm opening the Slido so I can.
yeah, we have many.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
So we have 12 questions. If I will give everyone like 30 seconds if you want to vote on some of the questions to put it on the top. And if not, I will go from top to bottom.
the first question is how can I get hired? Good
How can I
question.
get hired?
Good
Yes.
question.
Uh, okay, so regarding the hiring, as I said, we will be publishing the job opportunities on Lever. One of the documents that the council approved was the sequencing of projects, and on that document you will see the sequencing of the hiring. Um, so we will be opening positions gradually. It's not going to be all at once. That's basically because, I mean, I'm the only one that will be interviewing people. It's weird because it's like building the whole thing from scratch. Uh, Happy to receive any help from the community or from whoever is out there. The protocol squad will help me with some technical interviews. Well, I, I have to like shift my mind. It's not the protocol squad, it's the research and development team. And it's not executive arm, it's Regenesis Labs. But well, it
Yeah,
will take some
it
time.
will take a
I
while
mean,
to remember the new things. Yeah,
yeah. I'm
yeah. I
I'm doing
think
my best.
yeah. Pablo like put the link in the chat box. You can
Awesome.
keep it with you guys. So the
Great.
second question: how many signatures are required for transaction? to go through outside the
to
DCL Labs multisig? How long
so
does the council have to veto the tax?
the infrastructure is not set up yet. The council will post the multi-sig wallet. Right now, how many signatures are required for a transaction to go through outside the DCL Labs multi-sig? It's gonna be just me, because I'm the only one in the executive arm. Um, and regarding the how long does the council have to veto the transaction? Again, it's not set up. I think that 48 hours. Uh, it's it's an industry standard. It could be 48. It could be 72. But something like that. We'll probably use a Zodiac module to do that. Um, but again, that will be communicated by the council and the executive arm as well, the Regenesis Labs as well.
Cool.
Great.
Someone asked why such a big team. Feels like we are building a second foundation instead of complementing the existing one. A large team risks making us slow and less agile.
So, well, its foundation has more than 60 employees, so it's way bigger than this. Uh, Basically, I want to make sure that the research and development team is like fully equipped to keep working on the alternative client strategy. And then regarding the rest of the positions, we have some budget allocated for a marketing role. We have some budget allocated for like the um, the domain allocators for grants and community projects that should have technical expertise or content expertise in Decentraland. And then we have one person responsible for each one of the strategic themes, and me in operations. I don't think it's huge. There are a lot of things to do, and there are a lot of like moving parts because we'll be like managing a lot of like small projects, reporting on each one of those projects. We'll see. I mean, the idea is to start like this, which I think it's enough, and see how it goes. If something is not working or some positions are redundant, we will try to merge them. And if we need more people, well, that will be justified in the next operational budget. I think it's quite uh, it's quite manageable in terms of the size. So I also do not want to have like a huge team because I want to focus uh, on basically managing or distributing the funds in the community.
Great. Okay, next one. Can you use Decentraland Regenesis Lab? I will not remove the Decentraland word. Yeah,
Yes.
you can.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it's gonna be DCL Regenesis Labs in terms of. I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, how can Regenesis Lab fund my project? What is the process? Yeah, maybe he's talking about somehow, not him, maybe any grant, like if someone has an idea, like before they put the grant, a proposal grant and vote for it. So now maybe what the process for community grants, or if he has an idea, is there steps or a process for this?
Right now there is no process set up. We're just like starting with this whole thing. Uh, but as soon as the process is crafted, it will be communicated to the community and also to a broader audience. I mean, my goal here is to find also new people that want to build and that can create good experiences in Decentraland. Of course, the community will be first, but I want to make sure that uh, we
New
promote
people.
more the funds that we are distributing.
Uh, okay, I see that one of the top priorities of the DAO will be a mobile and VR clients. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Is this not something the foundation is already doing?
No, the foundation is not working on anything related to VR or mobile at the moment.
Next question, how will the community be able to audit the use of approved funds?
Okay, as I said on the presentation, the goal is to keep all the transactions as on-chain as possible, and that's not enough. Like looking at Etherscan is cumbersome, so we will be working on dashboards that will
Dashboard.
report the community on the use of funds, and when money goes like off-chain for something, it will be stated that the use of those funds, like for what the money went off-chain.
Okay, next question. 18 months sound like a lot of time. Why didn't we start with a shorter time frame?
So the decision of the 18 months time frame was because the first 6 months will have a lot of like operational work. So this just started. I mean, I got hired during the month of like April formally, and we just got the budget approved last week from the council. So we are just starting with the whole thing. So, based on conversations of people who went through the process of setting up this kind of organization in other projects, at the beginning, a lot of time is being spent on on all the operational stuff. So that's why uh, we decided, or it was a proposal to make it for an 18-month period. In the future, I think the budget and the strategy should be approved annually, and hopefully it should be aligned. Like foundation has like a yearly cycles with the manifesto and everything. So I would like to have something similar. So my goal would be to align that on a yearly basis.
Okay. Next question, what will be the role of the community in the decision-making process?
So the decision making process of the things that the Regenesis Labs will be doing, there's not going to be like community decision making. There's going to be community feedback. There's going to be community input. And of course, the community retains the power of removing or changing DAO council members from the council. Uh, so that's the whole thing of all this, right? Having the community being represented by the council, and the community make the council accountable for their work, and the council make the executive arm accountable for their deliveries and their work as well.
Okay. How does the DAO console work look right now? One meeting amount doesn't seem like much for 1,000 each month, like even $1,000 each month
I think that's more of a question for the
for the
council.
console.
What I can tell is wherever, even though the council is meeting monthly or they have been responsive. I'm on a shared channel with them, and every time I like posted something or asked for feedback, they replied back. So even though they are meeting, I mean, they are gonna start to meet once every month. I know that I will have meetings with them regularly, like with probably with each member of the council and with the council as a group. Uh, so it's not like it's just that meeting. Uh, they are they are always responsible and available. At least for me, that was my experience. But I cannot answer for the council.
Okay. The budget, the next question, the budget feels quite high. Is there a plan to generate returns and manage funds sustainability?
So the budget again is aligned with what the community voted regarding the use of funds for community projects. It's even less than 70% of the mana vested during the operational period. Um, is there a plan to generate returns and manage funds sustainably? So the idea is, and that's why it's the top priority. The idea is to set up and to manage the treasury management strategy as quickly as possible, so we can start generating returns, at least from a financial perspective, from the DAO treasury. Um, the Regenesis Labs treasury will also be managed, but the goal is to at least a percentage of the operational budget. And when I say operational budget, I mean like the boring things, the things that do not go back to the community in the form of a project. I would like to get at least a percentage of those funds to be returned or to be generated from yields from the DAO treasury or the Regenesis Labs treasury. Uh, and then again, it's like everything will be tracked, will be traceable. We will have those like updates and reports, and we'll have the transparency report at the end of the year. So I think it should be, if something feels like weird or feels as overspending or wherever, the community will be able to raise a voice and tell the council to review anything that it's off.
Okay. Will there be a decentraland.org slash regenesis or similar or no?
Yes. Yes, I would like to have a web property to basically to promote the projects that the labs funds. So yes, yeah. I mean, if you want to look projects that have a communication strategy similar to the one that we will be taking, you can see the graph protocol. They have multiple entities inside of the graph umbrella. Optimism has the same structure, like with Optimism Labs and Optimism Foundation, and they have this same structure as well. Um, so yeah, we will be taking a similar approach. Of course, the idea is to take advantage of Decentraland as a pivot for brand exposure, but we want to have our own like narrative and uh, our own place to communicate things. Yes.
Okay, I think we don't have more. Did I miss something? No.
All right, let's give everyone one more
Yes, few
minute.
minutes.
So yeah.
Uh, so what do you think the next few? This is the question from me. What the next few months priority looks like for you? Like any goals for the next 2 or 3 or 5 months, like or any timeline, the near timeline,
I mean,
any priorities for the coming couple of months.
yeah, I think that execute the boring stuff as quick as possible. Set up the content and the ecosystem funds to manage to fund community projects. Uh, Make sure that the research and development team has everything they need in order to craft a compelling like strategy to go to market. Um, I mean, the plan is to hire a product manager for them, to hire a product designer for them, to strengthen their like engineering arm. So that's critical. Um, and to spin off the DAO treasury management strategy. I think that's
The main, yeah,
the
I hope
core.
that the mana thing will help. The mana price will help.
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise, yeah, from my perspective, with my experience in the mana treasury and thing, if the mana prices goes down, that will not be helpful to generate
Hmm.
more fund or generate some income in general. So I think yeah, the coming couple of months will be helpful for. for mana and all altcoins. Maybe
Yeah,
more.
definitely.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows if more or less or what's coming. Yeah,
Crypto.
yeah. All depend on the political things and what's happening here around the world. So yeah, we'll see how it works. Check if someone dropped any question. Um,
Does anyone wants to
seems no.
maybe
Yeah, someone
open their
want.
mics or say
Yeah,
something? I
someone wanna
mean,
jump.
I'm
Like
open to
you
that as
can,
well.
you can, guys,
Just
or drop
we have a couple
us.
more minutes, so.
Yeah, or drop us any comments in the chat box. So, yeah, couldn't attend the toxic question yesterday. Toxic event yesterday was very late for me. Was at night, so we couldn't join. Okay, seems no more questions. So,
Okay, now I can say it because I just confirmed the transaction. So I got a message from Canessa saying you should claim Regenesis Labs name right now, and I was like, yes. So I just did it.
how the
Thank
Genesis
you.
Lab came from? The name?
I hated the executive arm thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah. This one
no,
is better. I guess this one is way better.
that was it. Like,
Yeah, yeah. This one, I believe it's.
Opco, it's like weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Opco, I don't
It's
know. It's Martian
yeah,
from the space.
more industrial for oil and gas.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, this one is better. Out of the 6 million total budget, what the area you think to see a biggest impact on? VR or protocol innovation or builder or
So I think protocol. So protocol innovation. It's where we are putting our bets. Uh,
yeah, and you give it like 35% of the budget, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
the
And
highest
also,
somehow.
like to see, I would like to see what the community comes up with, uh, if there is some strategy. I think that it was hard. Like in the past, it was hard to sometimes to create a grant because there was no strategic like guidelines. Like, okay, I'm a Decentraland builder, I'm a creator, I'm a developer, I want to build stuff,
Yeah,
but I don't know what to. Maybe I don't know what to build. Maybe I don't know where to focus my attention on. So with this idea of having like strategic guidance, we can say, okay, we're gonna be, I don't know, spinning off a fund of 250K for, I don't know, AI powered creator tools wherever,
yeah,
for, I don't know, agentic innovation, for I don't know, social media outreach and community building, wherever. It's not has to be like technical specifically,
yeah,
and maybe proposing some KPIs and proposing some metrics to try to shift. And I think that with those kind of like guidances slash restrictions, we will get the most from the community.
Yeah, that's nice. And I think some
Wow, that's
part
a
of
noisy bird, Risk.
yeah, it is. It is. I'm in a high level in the building.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay, I know Matthew is on stage. I will mute my mic because I've been talking for the last hour and you're probably bored of me. So,
no. Yeah. If we don't
okay.
have more question for Gino, we can move to Meta Rook. I'm always bad in pronouncing your name. I'm sorry. Uh,
That's okay.
yeah, he has. We work together on some simulation for Burj Al Arab. He wanna show it somehow. But if we don't have more question for Gino, we can move to him. Yeah, seems we are
Right. Well,
okay.
well,
Yeah, I
taking
think
from
no
here.
more question. Yeah,
So,
yeah, you
so
can
good
speak.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So just want to share with you guys a thing that I built with Risk. So if you guys are on the client, I think this should be built on the client. So go do a go to a word called Birch. So I'll just put the command here. Go to Birch. I'll see you there. I think it's best for you to experience it yourself. So, and while you are there, I will brief with you on Discord about why we built this, and what we are going to do with this. So, if you are in world, I'll see you there in a few minutes. Maybe I can share my screen as well. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so if you're here, the best way to view this is to view it in the evening section. So go to the uncheck the auto and then put it to night. Okay, so you can see that it's very pretty at night. Um, there's some of fireworks if you are seeing my screen, or if you are here as well, I think the experience would be better as well. So the idea of building this is to attempt to engage partnership with the Burj Al Arab Hotel. So Burj Al Arab is one of the most famous hotels in Dubai. I think it's the first and the only six-star hotel in the world. And it's not cheap to stay there. I think one night is about $3,000. I think that's the cheapest one. Um, and if I go to this side of the world, this side of the scene. So you would see that one of the use case for the central line is, I would call it an in real life replication. So we try our best to really replicate what happened in real life. So in this case, Burj Al Arab has this New Year party, and every year they do it. And at the same time, I think because people want to visit it so much, every year I think millions of people um, go down to Dubai just to see the fireworks on Burj Al Arab and also Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest tower in Dubai. Um, and I think one of this one of the issue, or I wouldn't say issue, one of the challenges for a number of people is they couldn't afford to visit Dubai because of cost. And second, there are also this thing called mobility issues. So someone that is disabled, someone that is old, they couldn't afford, and then they don't have the energy or strength to visit these places. So one of the use case I think that can be achieved for Decentraland is really replicating uh, things like this so that people can, they can't attend the real life event, but at least they can have this immersive experience from the digital perspective, right? So this is my intention of creating this particular scene. Now, another cool thing that I built here with Wiz is having this uh, quadcopter. So I'll show you why I did this. Just give me a sec. So we'll wait for the quadcopter to come in, and then we'll take a ride on the quadcopter. Okay. So if you see from this view, right, it looks nice. But when I was in Lisbon and I had the opportunity to test out the virtual reality using MetaQuest, uh, you know, the project the people behind the project is Kuruk and Lin. They are here. And when I had that experience firsthand in Lisbon, I was like, wow, this is really awesome. And I thought we need to build something that can really fulfill that experience via immersive, technologies such as VR. So that's one of the reasons why I built and Riz built this scene. So imagine you are in the virtual reality mode and you are flying up the quadcopter without much interaction, without moving much. You just ride on the quadcopter and just experience yourself in the fireworks and then walking around the island, right? So it's actually good. It would look cooler in virtual reality than what you are seeing here. Okay. Okay. So now the question is, how do we move forward from here? And this is one of the things that I'm planning to do. So in December, I'll be having on going for a vacation. I'll be staying there, and my initial plan is to contact the property manager and have a discussion and to show them and present them about what we built. You know, uh, so before I was a DAO council member, I was a Decentraland ambassador, and I continued to hold that so-called responsibility as a DAO ambassador to really promote Decentraland, right? And and it's not just that. I think if I am able to really get a like present this to the property manager, the next thing I would like to do is to present this in conferences as well. So in conferences such as not there's quite a number of crypto conferences in Singapore and in Dubai, and I think this is something that I would like to present as a demonstration to the audience, right? Because a lot of times we have a lot of scenes that's happening in Decentraland, but we need to do something that would allow companies to see, okay, this makes sense for me to have a virtual presence in Decentraland, right? Because if you look at what we have right now, we have a lot of like, parties, we have a lot of social experiences, but we don't really have like in real life replication of an actual, event or building and get them to really experience that in Decentraland. So this is one of the reasons why I built this. And hopefully, if let's say they do like it, I'm really hoping that we can score a partnership either to promote Decentraland or to score like I don't know, some kind of a contract with them so that we can like we can not sell them this scene, but we can help them, like, if you like this scene, we can help to continue managing this scene, and at the same time promote your products in this scene as well. So imagine having like, okay, for example, we have a very active member like Sinful, right? Sinful likes to create um, uh, events, and one day maybe um, we can partner with Sinful and say, okay, Sinful, why don't you have your event in this scene, and when his event is able to attract many people, it's kind of like you can show to the property manager, say, look, we have a number of community members here, they are making their events here, and they have a lot of people attracted to this particular scene, and the more people that talks about this, the more people that attend this scene, and the more reason we can kind of like score a possible deal with them, right? So this is my kind of like long-term strategy. It will take some time for this to really be fulfilled, but I'm quite driven to really push this forward. So sorry for the long one, but yeah, if you have a client right now, feel free to go and visit Burj. And another thing is, I'm really looking forward for the protocol squad, especially Lean and Cook, to really create the virtual reality, remove fix the bugs and everything, and we can really experience this immersively via virtual reality. And we can really showcase this in conferences, saying that, look, try this out, visit this scene, and get them feel immersed. So that's the intention and the reason why I built this scene. Uh, yeah, all this from my own pocket money, not from the DAO. It's just matter of passion, and really driven to really showcase this to the world. So that's it. That's the end of my presentation.
Great. Thanks for the opportunity, Metaruk, and the following up with me. And I know you have been thinking how nice this experience will be with the VR. Hopefully soon, when it's more
Yeah.
applicable and
So yeah, part of the
easy
reason
for the
why
users.
we
Yeah,
created that quadcopter and the boat is for people to, like, you think of it as a proof of concept of, we can you know experience the immersiveness without really walking that much. Just hop on the boat and let the boat go around the scene, or hop on the quadcopter and then let them go around the scene while you really feel immersive in that manner. So you don't really have to do much interaction. I think that's the reason why we did these two vehicles inside there. You know,
yeah,
so yeah. Hopefully things go well with this. I really want to present this in a larger conference, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. And this kind of fit with the aim of long-term sustainability as well. So if, let's say, if we are able to score a partnership with, this hotel, for example, um, that that whatever that we charge, we can put it as as like an income to the DAO. That's just an idea, but
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. I really want to sit down with the property manager and talk about this, and see what can be achieved from there. So thanks, guys, for for
great.
listening.
Yeah, this experience would be really nice with the VR. Hopefully soon, the foundation, or even with a Gino. I think they will develop more with the VR thing.
And sorry, one
So
more thing. And if you do visit this scene, um, do if it's not so if it's not a trouble, uh, help to kind of like promote this scene on your social media accounts. And the more interaction you receive, the more reason for me, or the more things I can show to the property manager, saying that, you know this scene has gotten some traction on Twitter or on Facebook, and kind of like tell them that this is something worth exploring and partnering with us. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here.
Yeah, great. Yeah, such experience can open new door for other
Back to
things
you,
in the
Luis.
future, like hotel opening, fireworks, or visit some places around the world that is expensive to visit and that you can visit now in metaverse somehow. So yeah, great, great. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up if no one has any question or something. Yeah, seems all good. Okay, guys, we can wrap it up so I can stop the recording. Thank you, Gino. Thank you, Metaweek. Thank you, everyone, for coming for this May town hall. Sure, if you have any question or something, you can drop it in the DAO general chat. Gino will answer, or the console will answer. And thanks to all, and see you in June, hopefully. Goodbye.